What's up, everyone? It's Chicks in the Office with Rhea and Fran giving you that Friday energy on a Friday. What's up, besties?
Hey. Hey, guys.
Bestie. What's up?
I can officially say that I think I am losing it a little bit. I haven't left my apartment in days and I've like gone to walk around the block and come back home. But you just get to the point where it's like, wow, the walls are closing in a little bit.
Yeah, except I don't feel that way for some reason. Like I thought I would. I'm in a fantastic mood. I
think it's because I didn't when COVID started, I left Manhattan, didn't spend really any time in my apartment. Now that I'm more like full-time back in my apartment, it's an adjustment and I'm alone. Like normally I'm never actually completely by myself.
True. I didn't think of it like that. I forgot that you left New York City. Well, some of us have just been
here
in this place for a while now, just a while. It goes in cycles where it's like, we've been here for a long time. It's fine. We've been here for a long time. It sucks. It's just like a cycle. How are we doing today though? Besides the walls closing in and you feeling
pretty good. Pretty good. You know what? I got the Peloton. It came, guys. It's here.
Woo!
Maybe I'll take my first ride after this podcast. We'll see.
Let's ride. It's time.
I think it is. I think it's time. I'm going to be taking it very easy because I know that if I overdo it after the first time, it's going to take me too long to get back on the bike.
Right.
Need to ease into it. So I'm excited. Takes up a little bit more room than I thought it would, but all in all, good. It's good stuff.
Beginner rides only.
Yes. My mom already texted me and was like, I think you should start with the beginner rides. I highly recommend The Greatest Showman. And I was like, that's probably what I'm going to do.
Yeah, that's definitely seems right up your alley.
Yeah.
What I like about you is streaming on HBO Max. I didn't know any other way to throw that in there, but I know everybody needs to know that what I like about you with Jenny Garth and Amanda Bynes and Simon Rex, which by the way, I keep forgetting to throw that he's in the first season, is on HBO Max. And it's a show that I'm sure it feels like a fever dream watching it because it's like, where did this show go? It just disappeared off the face of the earth at one point, and we all watched it at one point as well. Now it's on HBO and I've been watching it. I'm on the second season. But still love it as much as I did. Jenny Garth was weirdly obsessed with Amanda Bynes' virginity. Val was weirdly obsessed with whether or not Holly would lose her virginity and making sure she didn't. It was kind of weird. Just let Amanda Bynes fuck. And that's one of my thoughts I have from rewatching the show.
You know what other show is like
and
that?
And they changed the theme song. Sorry. They changed the theme song and it's bullshit. Absolute bullshit.
That's so weird. Why would they do that? Copyright reasons?
I don't know, mate. It's
I don't know. I like lost my mind so much the other night of just like being alone that I was watching The Great, which I finished, by the way. Fantastic. Loved it. Officially done.
Season 2, did you see that picture?
Yeah, I did.
Season 2?
I did. I felt like I finished at the most appropriate time. Like now we're starting to get the juices going for season 2. And I sat on my couch. I watched like 3 episodes and then I sat on my couch and read tweets from my own timeline out loud in a British accent because I just hadn't heard myself talk. This was over the weekend when I was like totally alone.
You texted me that. I was worried about you.
I was just reading, I think I also, from watching so many straight hours of it, I felt like my British accent sounded really good. Like I did it. I was reading it and I was like impressed. So I kept doing it. I'm not going to do it now because I definitely lost it. But in that moment,
I feel like you should.
Yeah. No. In that moment, I had it. It's because
we're not going to not let you do it now. You have to do it.
When you hear it so much, it just flows better.
Give it your best shot.
I don't even think I would.
Your best shot.
Okay, wait. I'll read the bio for this. This is gonna sound so bad. I need to watch episodes of The Great. Okay.
I'm gonna close my eyes.
Okay, but I want to say that what other show that we remember, but then had just kind of disappeared into nowhere. That is kind of like what I like about you. So Little Time. Do you remember that the Mary-Kate and Ashley show?
Oh yes, that was very that is what that
Like
just
what
came back to my
happened
memory.
to that
Like
show?
for a second, I was like, "What are you talking about?" And I'm like, "Wait a second.
Yep.
Wait, do you remember the?" We'll get back to the British accent, but do you remember the books,
Damn, I thought
the
I
Full
had it.
House?
I thought I got it.
No, the Full House books. That was like Michelle, and she was on a baseball team, and then there was a cooking one. Am I just making this up? I have to look.
No, I don't think so. But you're probably right. Of some form. But So Little Time was on, I think, for one season, and that was it.
Oh, they did have. Yep. Full House, Michelle, The Super Duper Sleepover, Calling All Planets, Ballet, Christmas, Best Friends, My Almost Perfect Plan. Yeah, there was a bunch of, they each had their own like book series. I forgot about that. I loved the Michelle ones. But anyways, that just reminded me of that. Okay, British accent, please.
How could they? I mean, the one season, I wonder if people just hated this show. I remember watching reruns of it and liked it. Then it was on, they played it on ABC Family. I can't. Okay, ready? I'm hearing it because I'm trying to plan it in my head, and I'm hearing it in my head, and it sounds so bad. Like the way I'm saying it in my head sounds so bad. Okay. So little time. No, I can't even do it. So Little Time is an American sitcom starring Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen in the third television series. It aired on Fox Family. The first half of the series aired from June 2nd to August 15th, 2001.
I can't even say that's good. I can't even say
It's
Listen,
terrible.
it got better as it went
I
on.
lost
Literally,
it.
like the first 10 words were just like they were just
rubbish.
normal.
They were
No,
rubbish.
they were just like
Yeah.
you talking, and then it morphed into it. But
Yeah.
But this is what I'm saying.
Work on it.
When you spend 4 hours listening to British accents and then you try and do it, it works. When you just try and start off the cusp, terrible. I'll never do that again. My apologies to everyone.
No. We're going to have to check back up on you every episode now to see if
maybe
you're-
I'll just
wasn't the ending song so good? Do you remember?
on what?
On The Great.
Yes,
was
so
great.
good.
Yeah.
I mean, the ending was so good.
Yeah, just in general.
Just really a great show. Okay. Yeah, that's it. That's all I wanted to talk about. Oh, wait. No, there's not. Big day, Friday. It's February 12th. I have two things that I feel like everybody should watch this weekend. 1, To All the Boys I've Loved Before. 3, last one out today. Exciting. And Cinderella. Roger and Hammerstein's Cinderella is going to Disney Plus. So those, if you don't even have to watch To All the Boys I Loved Before, Bria, if you don't want to this weekend, but you must watch Cinderella.
I'm going to watch both because my Valentine's Day, the whole thing is thrown out the window.
It's a wash.
The whole
It's a
thing's
wash
it's
this
a
year.
wash. Big Cat
It's a wash.
got corona, and so we're all home. Like none
Yep.
of us have it yet,
Yep.
Big Cat
we're-
has it. So
Hence all of us in our apartments.
yeah. Testing negative, staying positive, you know the deal.
Mhm.
I thought you were going to talk about my emojis. I was excited, but
I don't want
That
to talk
was a
about them
deep
because you won't reveal where they come from.
no, I won't.
Where
Ria's-
did
Ria's-
they come from?
Why
She
would I
won't
tell
say.
you?
I thought it was like a new thing that I just didn't know about.
No, they're old
think it's a-
emojis.
You
I thought it
think
was
it's a
like-
new thing.
No, I thought it was like a new feature in like messaging.
No, she like goes and Googles them and saves the photo.
Oh, that's even weirder.
Ria started using all these new emojis that are not the keyboard emojis. They're like pictures of old emojis. They look like AOL emojis.
Show the people for the YouTube.
Okay.
Your favorite one.
Just
Pick your
said-
favorite one.
I mean, I do like the one that you
The
just
chef,
said.
the chef one was good.
This one, yeah, that's a fun one.
She also made a couple. You made a couple on your own, which was really, you're getting super inventive here.
And I'll say,
There's sad, stylish. It's the sad face, but in a Prada bucket hat.
friend, I don't send them to anyone but you.
What is this?
That's the bodyguard one.
Yeah, bodyguard. It's a little emoji in a tux with black sunglasses. But she sends them and they're giant on your screen. Like it sends as the size of a photo.
I only send them to you. No joke, you are the only person I send them to, and I've decided I won't send them to anybody else. Only you guys in your chat and just you. It's our special thing.
Okay.
That I haven't used it on anybody else because I don't think anybody else will appreciate it. And for you, I throw it in at the most random times. And
I laugh out loud every single time. Like I'm almost mad at myself by how much I laugh every time you send it because I laugh and then I'm like, it's not even that funny.
It's so unfunny that it becomes funny. That's why. Yeah. That's why only
the other night, I can't remember if it was last night or 2 nights ago. I Googled old emojis thinking they would come up. Nope. Couldn't find them.
Let me search old emojis to see what comes up.
When you Google old emojis, the first thing that comes up are way old, like just the symbol emoticons.
That's a secret I'll never tell. I'll never tell.
Yeah.
All right. It's time to get into.
Wait, before you get in, I feel like you have to give a shout out to Blake Moynes' mom.
Oh, yes, Noah. Thank you for reminding us. So Blake Moynes' mom, Emily Moynes, is my favorite person on earth. She put up a video on her Instagram where she talked about how she got a lot of messages about the way we were talking about her on the podcast and how disturbing it was and how upset she must be and all this shit. And she just basically told everyone to go F themselves and was like, I find it hilarious. Yeah, she said, lighten the fuck up. She said she finds it hilarious, putting smiles on people's faces. She wants to know why Blake is getting in the way between her and Trent. So she's all in on it.
She's in on the joke.
I couldn't love her any more than I do. Like that video, that is how I think everyone should be. Just lighten up. It's not that serious. Like we're joking around. She knows we're joking around. That's that.
Yeah. I would love when it's allowed to take a road trip to Canada and have dinner with the Moynes.
Needs to happen. And we'll film all of it.
We'll arrange it.
Yeah, we will.
It has to happen. Okay, let's get into the topics. We are going to talk about the Chris Harrison, Rachel Lindsay interview, plus all of the things coming out about contestant Rachael Kirkconnell. I thought Kirkconnell, but I heard people calling her Kirkconnell. Kirkconnell.
Whatever. Doesn't matter. The Rachel that's on the show now.
Yeah.
Rachel Lindsay.
with an AE.
Yeah, everything that's been happening this week, all the TikToks, we're diving into that. We will also be talking about Taylor Swift releasing Fearless once again and the date that we may have figured out. Britney's boyfriend.
Yeah, credit to us.
Yeah, I thought, Fran, you posted it on your Twitter like you found it. Anyways, we'll get to that.
I know. And then I doxed myself. I didn't even tell you this. I like my phone number was not even my address. It was my phone number. So thankfully I only got like 2 calls. Hopefully people got rid of that fast.
Fran, come on. Yeah, you're better than that.
I know, it was a mistake.
Britney's boyfriend posted an Instagram story talking about Britney and Britney's dad. We will also be talking about Kim Kardashian defending North West's beautiful painting. And we have an interview with Sam Heughan, which was awesome. And Fran's heart is fluttering right now.
I'm turning red just talking about it.
Finally, you guys will get to see the infamous interview. So let's get into it, starting off with everything that's going down with The Bachelor. All right, we are about to get into everything that is happening in Bachelor Nation this week. Although we already recorded the segment, and then Rachael Kirkconnell put out her statement 3 hours after we recorded. So if you're watching on YouTube, yes, Fran is in a sports bra, and yes, my hair is in a towel because I just got out of the shower and Fran just got off the Peloton and we had to come back on and record. So we're going to read Rachel's statement, but just a warning, everything we talk about in this segment was pre-Rachel K releasing her statement. So if we're like, how is she going to respond? What's she going to say? Is she not allowed to talk? Like all of that obviously goes out the window because she just released a statement. So just keep that in mind when you're listening. But we also talk about our thoughts on Chris Harrison. So you're going to want to listen to that segment.
Yeah. I spent a lot of time debating whether or not she was allowed to make a statement. That's still up for debate. You know, she put out a statement. Who knows if ABC approved it or didn't approve it or what. But this came out Thursday night. She posted on her social media saying, "While there have been rumors circulating, there have also been truths that have come to light that I need to address. I hear you, and I'm here to say I was wrong. At one point, I didn't recognize how offensive and racist my actions were, but that doesn't excuse them. My age or when it happened, it does not excuse anything. They are not acceptable or okay in any sense. I was ignorant, but my ignorance was racist. I am sorry to the communities and individuals that my actions harmed and offended. I am ashamed about my lack of education, but it's no one's responsibility to educate me. I am learning and will continue to learn how to be anti-racist because it's important to speak up in the moment and not after you're called out. If you are a person who doesn't understand the offense in question, I urge you to learn from my mistakes and encourage you to use them as a teachable moment. As for my family, I love them and how they raised me to be my own individual. They have always encouraged me to have my own views, opinions, and beliefs. As I was thinking about what I wanted to say, I couldn't help but think about how sick people must be of reading these kinds of statements, how a person didn't realize the trauma that their actions would inflict on other people. It must get so exhausting. I want to put my energy towards preventing people from making the same offensive mistakes that I made in the first place, and I hope I can prove this to you moving forward. Racial progress and unity are impossible without white accountability, and I deserve to be held accountable for my actions. I will never grow unless I recognize what I have done is wrong. I don't think one apology means that I deserve your forgiveness, but rather I hope I can earn your forgiveness through my future actions."
Yeah, so obviously it's not our place to say whether or not this is a good or bad apology. You know,
Yeah.
we weren't the ones.
She's not
affected
apologizing
by
to
this.
us.
Yeah, exactly. We weren't the ones affected by this, so we can't really say whether or not it was good or bad. You know, so it's kind of just like it's figuring out whether or not, like you said, ABC told her not to say anything. Did she say something? Will she learn from this? Can we go over again what was actually included in that TikTok of all the things she did? Because she didn't mention it in her statement. And I feel like people may not even know, or they're like a little confused as to what people are talking about.
Well, to be honest, you kind of have to watch the TikTok. Like it's a billion things listed really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of them weren't, some of them weren't even necessarily about her. I think there was instances of her, you know, liking photos with Confederate flags or liking posts that were inherently racist. But they also dug into her family, which is why I think that she included that part about her family encouraging to have her own views. So I think they were looking into, you know, her voter registration, her family's voter registration, and where, you know, maybe their families have donated money. Like there was very, it was not just about her, but very much her and her family as well. So,
and the town she grew up in,
yes,
and things that have happened in that town, and obviously the plantation party, which we talked about later on in the segment.
Yes, definitely. I think what Chris Harrison was talking about was that picture from the Old South plantation party that she went to in college. But you can definitely find the TikTok or clips of the TikTok there. It's hard because there was maybe like 10 plus things that the woman had listed off really, really quickly. So you can definitely watch that. And yeah, it's just bizarre how ABC has handled all of this, and the timing of all of it, with Rachael potentially not being able to put out a statement or putting out a statement and then sending Chris Harrison in to do this interview and letting him letting him even talk about it, which shouldn't have even happened. And now this statement is coming now. So it's confusing, but I think we can just kind of get into what we had discussed earlier in the day, our thoughts about what happened with Chris Harrison, and just keep in mind that, yes, Rachael did now put out this statement.
So this past week, a lot has happened within Bachelor Nation. You've probably seen by now all of the TikToks exposing Rachael, who is on this season of The Bachelor, Rachael with an AE, separate from Rachel Lindsay, who's a past Bachelorette. All these TikToks about some very racist things that she was a part of. And honestly, we saw a TikTok months ago that we talked about on the show about somebody who said that Rachel used to bully her for having black
Rachel's
boyfriends.
group of friends.
Yeah, Rachel's group of friends and Rachel and whatnot. So we talked about that a few months ago. So when everyone was talking about Rachel again, we thought from the TikTok from a few months ago, there was a lot more. There was a lot more that came out in another TikTok exposing her. And then Rachel Lindsay did an interview with Chris Harrison about the situation because Rachel, that's on the show now, hasn't spoken up about any of it. She hasn't said anything. It's very clear that it's in the news now, especially this week, and she hasn't said anything at all. So Rachel Lindsay brought that up to Chris Harrison, and Chris Harrison talked for 13 minutes, and none of it was good. None of it was good at all.
It's all very like the Rachel, I'm just going to call her Rachel K. Rachel. Okay. I feel like that's gonna, because I want to make sure Rachel Lindsay, Rachel K. Rachel K. We're not really sure what's going on. There's been rumors that she hasn't spoken out just because she hasn't. Rachel Lindsay alluded to it in the interview saying, she could say something if she wanted to, which Chris Harrison didn't really touch on. There are those online, like guys like Reality Steve, who are saying that she has wanted to speak out, but ABC has told her not to. And that she has been told she can't make a statement. And that when the TikToks first came out, ABC advised her not to say anything. But then when the picture of her at Old South Plantation frat party in 2018 went viral, ABC then said like, oh, you can put a statement out. Now, as of today or recently, Reality Steve had posted saying that ABC has not allowed that statement to be cleared. He tweeted, "I've been told that Rachel's statement has been rejected by ABC. This has been going on too long for her not to say anything. It's only gotten worse. Chris said something in 24 hours. She's listening to people she shouldn't be." And then he wrote, his opinion is screw them, post a statement and let them dare say she violated some contract, which she wouldn't be doing. You can speak for yourself on your own social media accounts, but for whatever reason, they won't let her and she's obliging. Now, there's just mixed messages here because another Bachelor Instagram account posted saying, you can't do that. The contracts actually don't allow you to do that, that this person has looked at 3 of the contracts and the language is very clear that you're not allowed to post on social media at all that involve the show, ABC production in any way, because, you can get sued. So Rachel Lindsay was talking to Chris Harrison and saying, we've known about these allegations for 6 weeks now. Why hasn't she said anything? And Chris Harrison from start to finish handled it terribly. He immediately started terribly. Yeah, it was a train wreck. Immediately started defending Rachel and kind of going at it with Rachel Lindsay about the timeline here. Chris Harrison tried to get away with saying like, oh, she was at a party 5 years ago. And Rachel Lindsay was like, no, this was 2018. And Chris Harrison kept talking about 2021 like it's like we've been in 2021 forever. We're a month-ish into 2021. She's like, well, that's 2018. This is 2021. 2018 was not that long ago.
Also, like, racism has existed forever. It's not something that just popped up in 2020 that people figured out about. Like, it's a forever thing. So it's crazy. You can't use that. Oh, it was 2018. It's 2021 now. Like, 2018 was not long ago, first of all. No. And that just doesn't work anymore. Like, saying the year and being like, oh, it was this year. It's just like, it's just not right. And I also think it's crazy that Chris Harrison, who's like an older white male, is trying to fight Rachel Lindsay on what she feels about the topic. Like, I think if anybody knows how anybody's going to feel about it, it's Rachel Lindsay. You know what I mean? Like, we should trust Rachel Lindsay on what she has to say about this because she's the one who's experienced these things. Chris Harrison has not. So the fact that he just got up there and was like defending Rachel, who, by the way, like, why are you even defending her so much? Because now you're making it seem like she's the winner. Like the way he went about it, he might as well have also said like, and by the way, Rachael wins at the end, because why are we defending her so hard? Like any other contestant, like you said this, Fran, like any other contestant, they throw them on GMA the next day, like Victoria with her mugshot, throw them on GMA, talk about it. They can talk about it on their social, but for Rachael, we're just gonna keep acting like this isn't happening.
It's bullshit, because I think you're right. It really does show that they are trying to shield her for whatever reason, whether it's because she goes far and they want to hide that. Like now the way this is going about and the rumors make you think that Chris Harrison was sent out to try and do damage control to prolong this situation. He did an awful job, but to try and like say Rachael is the one at the end of this. And Chris kind of alluded to that too. Like it felt like he was rambling and just kept going and going. You know, he said Rachael wasn't at the Women Tell All. So, you know, that means something.
Why wouldn't Chris Harrison just say, Rachael will talk about this when Rachel's allowed to speak on it? Like if he if it's a thing that she can't speak on it, and I'm not sure at this point whether she's just waiting.
Because he doesn't want to make it seem like they're muffling her. Like he doesn't want to admit like, oh, we're telling her she can't speak.
Right. It's so messed up on so many different angles, because it's like when it comes to this, you should let them speak. You don't tell them to not say anything. Like let them speak. And I'm not defending Rachael, but like she needs to say something. Like was she just gonna like at the end of the show then talk about it? It's like a little too late at that point.
Right. The hypocrisy is unbelievable, because Chris Harrison is like, oh, you know, we should remember to meet people with grace and all of these things. Okay, you're making this worse with everything you're saying. And he continued to talk over Rachel Lindsay multiple times. And on top of that, just it turned into this weird statement on cancel culture and the woke police. Like he used the word woke so many times, kept referring to the woke police. He's talking about growing up in Texas in the 1970s. Like he lost it. It was bad. It did not look good. It's just so clear how much support certain contestants get on the show compared to the contestants, the people of color, the Black contestants. And a lot of people in Bachelor Nation have spoke about this. You know, Ivan tweeted, there's power in numbers. Like there are more people of color contestants on this show now, but yet they are still being completely ignored and disregarded. Like it's incredible how poorly they have handled some of these situations now in regards to protecting certain contestants and letting other contestants just be, you know, on their own.
Right. And you brought up the point about like, he kept saying like having grace for people. And it's like, well, what about the people who are hurt and offended by your actions and Rachel's actions? Like, are we going to have grace for them, or is it just grace for the people that fucked up? Because what Rachael did wasn't like, this was in 2018. And I'm saying that as in like, it's not long ago whatsoever, and not the way Chris Harrison was saying it and like making it seem like it was 50 years ago. Like this was 2018. She was dressing up for this party, and like I'm just like, woke, please. Like that's not being woke. That's just knowing downright that it's racist. Right. You know what I mean? Like that's not a woke thing. It's like dressing up for an old plantation party.
Yeah.
I don't think that's
especially
woke,
when these
please.
parties, especially when these parties were banned in 2016. Right. Like straight, it's like you're the part saying, oh, you know, people went to those parties. People did that. Like, okay, you're now just disregarding an entire group of people's feelings on it by saying, oh, you know, she dressed up for a party. Like it is what it is. It's he handled the whole thing really, really poorly, because it's like he kept speaking on it, but then saying we should let Rachael speak on it. So it was like almost like, is this your feelings about this? Like why isn't Rachael speaking about this? Why are you trying to speak for her? And Rachel Lindsay's trying to, you know, talk about her feelings about it, and really didn't get to throw any of her own thoughts into it as much as Chris Harrison did. And the whole thing was very icky. It left a bad feeling.
Yeah, for sure. And like you said, the not like Chris Harrison saying, oh, we'll wait till Rachel talks about it, but then also explaining how he feels about it. It's like Chris Harrison only made himself look bad because everybody knows what Rachel K did, right? Everybody knows that when the TikToks that exposed everything that she did. Chris Harrison basically just exposed himself. And then Rachel will probably, I'm not saying she's going to have a good answer, but she'll probably have an answer as to why she did these things, you know, where she grew up or who she was surrounded by. And I'm not saying that excuses her in any way, shape, or form. Yeah. But I'm assuming she's going to have an answer of some sort, whereas Chris Harrison is just like speaking about how he feels about it.
Right. It opens up a conversation and a dialogue when Rachel is actually allowed to speak on it. And if ABC is not allowing her to speak, that's infuriating. And I have a bad feeling that this whole thing was like, and if Rachel is the one at the end, to have this kind of Chris Harrison and Rachel sit down where Chris Harrison asks her questions about all this. And in the end, like, it's just a sick way to get people to tune in. Like, it's like I said, extremely icky feeling about it. Even Chris Harrison said, he's like, if he kept saying, you know, if I get the chance, if this happens, because he can't obviously say the end of the show, but the way he said it and the way, you know, the women tall and all that, it's like, well, if I do get a chance to talk to Rachel, like I'll put her feet to the fire, I think is what he said. It was like, what are you talking about? Like, I think it was bad.
Like, I think if they were to do anything like that, I think Rachel Lindsay should be the one doing it. And if she's open to that, you know what I mean? Like, it shouldn't be Rachel Lindsay's job.
I feel bad for Rachel Lindsay.
Right. Like I feel like Rachel Lindsay does it because feels passionate about these things and she wants people to learn from their mistakes and she wants other people to learn and grow and also just like let everyone know that what she's been through. And so I feel like if Rachel Lindsay were to sit down and have a conversation with Rachel K, it's going to go over a lot better than if Rachel K sits down with Chris Harrison about it, because that's probably going nowhere.
Right, totally. And honestly, Rachel Lindsay at this point owes this franchise absolutely nothing. She's already given so much to so many people, you know, the Hannah B stuff and everything that she has done. And at this point, you know, she replied to a tweet about just like being in this world and it said like, my days are numbered. You know, I don't know if that means that she's completely over this and she doesn't want to deal with any of this shit anymore because, you know, it's exhausting for her, or you know, the relationship is just going to be broken because she can't, like, ABC, if they continue and The Bachelor continue to go about this way, it's just not going to be good. You know, one of the producers, which I thought was very interesting, one of the producers on the show, he is a black man, and he posted on his Instagram story saying, whole lot of bullshit going on. People are always going to show their true colors and say how they really feel. Make sure you listen closely. So look, Chris Harrison pissed off a lot of people, and he put out his statement and apologized and said what he said, but continues to be just bad luck.
Right. And as people who love this show and have watched this show, we want them to do better because we want to keep enjoying the show. Right. And it's like people come to watch the show to escape, to just, you know, have some drama on the TV. We laugh at it. We cry at it, whatever it may be. It's like, but they got to be better. They just got to be better. And the apology he put out, you know, was one of those classic write out the statement type of thing. Yeah. I'm not one I can't say whether or not it was a good apology or whatever it may be. Mm-hmm. I personally think maybe getting on camera and actually speaking on a video would have maybe had a little bit more of an effect. You know, I think when people put out, it's easy to write something behind a screen. Yeah. I think it's easy to just like write a notes app, but who am I to say anything about that? So we'll see.
Yeah. If right now the franchise wants to take all the credit for first Black Bachelor, Matt James, everything, and everything they've done since that has been handled so poorly. The whole season has been directed around all this catty girl drama, the way they're handling this whole Rachel situation. So, you know, they got to step up to the plate. And if they want to, you know, if they want to take the credit for good that they're doing, they got to acknowledge the bad shit that they're doing and try and fix it, because they're not fixing it.
Right. We are going to talk about Northwest's painting and Kim Kardashian, but as we all know, the Kardashians have some of the best styles. They always know how to make everything look effortless and elevated. And right now, you could do the same with Jenny Kane. Jenny Kane's secret to an effortless and elevated home and wardrobe is timeless classics and inviting neutrals that focus on comfort without sacrificing style. So one of my personal things that I need to have is a good hoodie. Like when I'm at my house, my apartment, and I want to feel comfortable, I need a good hoodie that makes me feel cozy and warm and safe. And with Jenny Kane, I have that with the cashmere fisherman's hoodie. It's my go-to now. I throw it on. I feel cozy. I feel comfy. And I also feel cool. I feel like it makes me stylish while also being comfortable at the same time. Also, they have many signature pieces like a mule, like a good mule shoe, which, by the way, I think is very important to have because you think you can't rock them. It's a staple. You throw those bad boys on with some jeans, whether it be leather, suede, whichever you prefer. It can elevate the outfit. That's what we're talking about. It's a classic shoe that started it all, and it makes it effortlessly comfortable and endless versatility what you can do with a mule shoe and your outfits. Like we said, the fisherman, the cashmere hoodie is so comfortable to keep you warm all winter long. Even past winter, they have the lightweight and luxe, and you can live in these type of layers. Jenny Kane believes that getting dressed should be the easiest part of your day. And with Jenny Kane and their styles, you can do that. So find your forever pieces at jennykane.com and get 15% off your first order when you use code CHICKS at checkout. That's GENNIKAYNE.com. Promo code CHICKS for 15% off your first order. You are not going to miss out on what they have, guys. This cashmere hoodie is worth it. Get that 15% off your first order when you use code CHICKS at checkout. So this past week, Kim Kardashian posted a painting that she said Northwest did. Northwest painted this beautiful landscape, an oil painting.
Beautiful.
And the internet went nuts. They destroyed Northwest. They destroyed Kim Kardashian. They said, this can't be possible. This is all fake. And you know what? I stand with Northwest. I do. I stand with Northwest. Call me a fucking loser who will defend the Kardashians, but I stand with Northwest.
Yeah, this whole thing was blown up, and it was funny. Like Kevin had made a 1 Minute Man, KFC made a 1 Minute Man about this, and the way Kim's statement started, it was like, oh, Kevin, sit down, pal. Like, this is a direct hit. Like, you know, he was saying there's no way Northwest did that and the whole thing. But the painting, the painting was great. And, you know, everybody was talking about Tracy Romulus, one of Kim's friends, and her daughter, who also Tracy was posting her daughter's art as well, their accomplishments. They go to the same art class. Kim said, "Don't play with me when it comes to my children. My daughter and her best friend have been taking a serious..." It just makes me laugh when I read it out loud. "My daughter and her best friend have been taking a serious oil painting class where their talents and creativity are being encouraged and nurtured. North worked incredibly hard on her painting, which took several weeks to complete. As a proud mom, I wanted to share her work with everyone. I'm seeing op-ed pieces in the media and social media from grown adults breaking down whether or not my child actually painted this. How dare you see children doing awesome things and then try to accuse them of not being awesome? Please stop embarrassing yourselves with the negativity and allow every child to be great. Northwest painted that, period," with a bunch of letters and exclamation points. So you know what? Northwest, she painted it. And I don't know, Kelly Keegs brought this up on the group chat on Snapchat. Have you ever seen these paintings that adults do? You know, you go to the wine and sipping paint classes and whatnot. Mm-hmm. These people are getting drunk and they're walking out with a painting that looks like it took years to make. So it's possible.
I just have to say, I took a ton of painting classes when I was like into art when I was younger, and I would go like every week
learning
to this
more
class.
about Noah. I love it.
And
okay.
I'm not going to like brag, but I think I was good. But like the teacher helped me, and like, could I have come out of that with the same paintings if I didn't go to the classroom? No. Like she helped me and like at times would like do it kind of for me, and like they came out looking really good, but like I couldn't just do that by myself. So like I'm sure she went to this class and like maybe
Serious
did some
oil
of it,
painting class.
but then like the teacher or whatever probably like made it really good.
Right. Very possible. Now I will say, I think North and Tracy's daughter, you know, they have their paintings. They both look great, and I'm sure they got their help. Kim was on her story, you know, posting old pictures that Kanye has drawn or painted, saying, you know, this talent runs in the family. This is North's gift. So you know what? It's North's gift.
And she did say, dad, not Kanye.
I know. You know, she said this is what North's dad painted, not husband, not Kanye, not She said, well, you know what? He's North's dad now.
My first thought seeing it was that North painted it. And I don't know what that says about me, but I believed
you
it
didn't
immediately.
question it at all.
I didn't question it at all. I was like, wow, good for Northwest, because she is the daughter of Kanye West. And feel what you want to feel about Kanye. Yes, he's an idiot at times, but he's also like a wildly talented human being. Yeah. He is. He wouldn't be Kanye West if he wasn't.
Yeah.
But he is wildly talented and gifted. And I, for one, think that Northwest would turn out the same way as his daughter. So yes, I believe that Northwest painted that. I think that all of the Kardashians' kids are going to be more gifted than everybody else on earth because they have those genes. And you want to say the Kardashians aren't talented, but they're marketing geniuses. They are. They got talent. As much as you want to believe it, they do. And I think the kids are going to be more gifted than others. And so
do you think that
Northwest
is she old enough to like know like this is going on like on social media?
No,
I don't think so.
No, but if she did, she'd be pissed. She'd be sassy about it. She would not be happy. I stand with Northwest.
Yeah. In just the Kardashian family, I do want to say it looks like the Lord and Amelia Gray are going strong still, but it looked like there's a new dog. It's very interesting to see the dog dynamic, right? I think Sophia Richie has custody of Hershey. And Scott Disick was posting stories of a new dog, Bulldog, that is just, next level cute. I don't even want to get into it. That's one of the cutest dogs I've ever seen. Rain's got a mohawk, buzzed head mohawk. So what your mom starts dating a rock star. You get a mohawk situation. Pretty cool. You know, you get Travis Barker around, and we see Courtney. They're holding hands on a little dinner date. And Rain just seems like such a rock star's kid. Like Rain, I know obviously Rain's parents aren't Courtney and Scott, but Rain, you could pluck Rain and put him into like a total rock star family, and it would make sense. It would totally make sense.
He could be like Pamela Anderson and Tommy Lee's kid.
Right. Totally. 100%.
Britney's boyfriend Sam put up an Instagram story after hearing everybody talking about framing Britney Spears and the Free Britney movement. And he wants everybody to know that Jamie Spears is a dick. And that's also what Britney Spears' son said about Jamie Spears. So you know what? He's a dick.
Yes, you're right. It couldn't be. Rhea renamed him Dick Spears, and I think we should only call him Dick Spears from now on.
Right. We'll be nice and we'll say Richard Spears so that we can really say Dick Spears. Like he is just Dick Spears because that's what everyone's calling him, and I don't want to call him Jamie anymore because then I think of Jamie Lynn Spears, who I also feel bad for because she's probably trapped with her family as well. So, Dick Spears.
Yeah, it's
down with Dick Spears.
Down with Dick Spears. It's. I believe we're recording, Thursday afternoon. So I think this is going on right now. There was another conservatorship hearing. So we'll see. I'm not quite sure for what exactly, because all the legality of it, kind of I get lost in it a little bit. But Sam said on video with TMZ, I believe. And also, he said on video, he doesn't get along with Jamie. And then he posted on his Instagram story saying, "Now, it's important for people to understand that I have zero respect for someone trying to control our relationship and constantly throwing obstacles our way. In my opinion, Jamie is a total dick. I won't be going into details because I've always respected our privacy, but at the same time, I didn't come to this country to not be able to express my opinion and freedom. So, I didn't know where Sam fell, right? Like, you don't know if Sam is in on the conservatorship side where it's like, yes, we must protect Britney at all costs and like shelter her and whatnot. Or if he comes in, falls in love with Britney and is like, she's locked and we hate her family. That kind of seems like where this is. And it's nice to see that the documentary, Framing Britney Spears, I think the response to it and the response from not only the public, but also so many celebrities and people who are becoming more outspoken about it and talking about all those things are giving them the opening to push harder and be heard a little bit louder so that hopefully in the courts it has a little bit more influence. Because we've never seen Britney's boyfriend or any of them say anything like this ever. But, the documentary comes out and now he's like, yeah, Jamie's a dick. Like, we hate him.
Yeah, well, maybe because, like you said, now everybody's talking about it. Everybody has their eyes on it. Nobody can escape from it anymore. At first, it was like an internet rumor thing. Everyone, it started off just being a little rumor like Jamie Spears is controlling Britney Spears' life. And then it became bigger with the Free Britney movement and more people started talking about it. And, Britney's son posted that Jamie was a dick and you just had little inklings here and there that something was going on. Now it's a full-blown thing. If you don't know it, then you're not paying attention to the news whatsoever because it's all over now that it's on Hulu. Once you put something on Hulu or Netflix, people are going to see it, people are going to know about it, and people are going to pay attention. And now that everybody knows that Britney Spears has been fucked over her entire life, they're paying attention and they're going to want answers, and people more than ever are going to be joining the Free Britney movement.
Hey guys, it's us again in our sports bra and towel and robe.
Damn it.
Things are happening. And, sometimes we record earlier in the day and shit happens. And you heard me talk about the court hearing and not knowing what that was going to entail. Well, now we know. Dick Spears is still the co-conservator. That has not changed. The judge has ruled that he will stay as the co-conservator at this time. Britney and her legal team have never
with these judges.
I don't get it either. But Britney and her legal team have never asked for him to be removed. They have asked for him. Oh no, they have asked for him to be. Excuse me. They've asked for him to be removed, but not to end the conservatorship. Like people are like, she's fighting in court to end the conservatorship. That's not what's happening. This is solely like the conservatorship would continue. It's solely she wants her dad removed from it because he is that much of a horror. But TMZ wrote that the judge denied the request on Thursday in order that everything stay the same. None of the parties, including Britney, have asked the judge to end the conservatorship. And Britney's legal team, they wanted that trust, the Bessemer Trust Company, to be the sole conservator of her affairs. And they did not rule in that favor. It's Jamie's, they are included, but Jamie is still a co-conservator. And yeah, that's the update. It's not a good update. Certainly not what anybody wanted to hear.
I hate this guy. I'm really just, we got to get rid of Dick Spears, just chop him off. But apparently we can't because these judges just keep, like, don't they just see him and they hear him and they're like,
did the judge watch the documentary? I mean, I know it's just not the legal
I mean, they probably did though.
Yeah.
How do you watch that documentary and then let him stay?
I don't know, man. I don't get it at all. There's something, I saw a lot of people post who are well-versed in conservatorships post about a documentary that is just about conservatorships in general, not specifically Britney's, and kind of how fucked up that system is in general. It's never in favor of the person who's in the conservatorship. So I think they touched on that a little bit in the documentary. So it kind of just seems like judges in these cases just like keep the status quo. They don't want to rock the boat. So I hate it. Big Taylor Swift news. She is releasing her old music. We knew she was doing it. We knew she was recording it, but now it is here. The Fearless album is up first. Love Story, Taylor's version. is out today. It'll be released today. And she, she put out a whole statement online where she basically said, I am putting out this music. It's my music. Doing it all again, 26 songs. She left a little code in there. Certain letters are capitalized. April 9th. I'm guessing the whole thing is coming April 9th. 26 songs. She wrote this whole long thing on Instagram and Twitter. And you can see that she said, I've spoken a lot about why I'm remaking my first 6 albums, but the way I've chosen to do this will hopefully help illuminate where I'm coming from. Artists should own their own work for so many reasons, but the most screamingly obvious one is that the artist is the only one who really knows that body of work. For example, only I know which songs I wrote that almost made the Fearless album. Songs I absolutely adored, but were held back for different reasons. Don't want too many breakup songs, don't want too many down-tempo songs, can't fit that many songs on a physical CD. Those reasons seem unnecessary now. I've decided I want you to have the whole story, see the entire vivid picture, and let you into the entire dreamscape that is my Fearless album. That's why I've chosen to include 6 never-been-released songs on my version of this album, written when I was between the ages of 16 and 18. These were the ones it killed me to leave behind. She continued to talk about it. So Love Story comes out, Fearless Taylor's version. It seems like will be out April 9th, which is, 4/9, 4 + 9, 13. Just once again, can't get past Taylor. But this is really exciting. And she found such a good way to recreate her old albums, but create such a buzz around it because there's a sneaky full EP involved in this. 6 new songs?
Right, because people now, they put out albums that are so short, 8 songs, 6 new songs might as well be, not to Taylor Swift, she puts out a bunch, but other artists only put out 8 songs sometimes. So it's wow, 6 new songs that she wrote years ago, probably, that are now going to be on this album, new recording. She's older now. She may sound a little different, more mature, but also great at the same time, or she's going to sound exactly the same. Either way, it feels good that she's probably going to make so much more money off of this.
Good.
She's gonna get royalties. She's gonna fucking punch Scooter Braun and Scott in the face with the amount of money she's now gonna make off her own music and not be tied down to these people who own the other shit. And we're all gonna have to transition into listening to this instead. We're gonna have to delete the old albums off. We're gonna have to put the new ones in and strictly listen to those so that the other 2 guys can't get $1 from us.
Yep. You know what? And on top of that, the idea of 6 new songs that she wrote for the Fearless album, Joe Jonas shaking in his boots. What songs did she leave on the cutting room floor that she didn't post? Were they relationship songs, love songs?
Joe Jonas.
We're getting.
Watch out, Sophie.
It's crazy to think, 26 songs. So we're getting 20 songs that we have heard before that are amazing, that we all love. But to hear Forever and Always in a new version on top of potentially other songs from that time in her life is so cool because you always hear people when they come out with new music, right? I wish this new album sounded more like this album, or I liked her old stuff better than the new stuff. So it's cool because if you listen to some of Taylor's new stuff, maybe you don't like it as much, this is new stuff, but it's old Taylor, if that makes sense. The songs are old songs. Mm-hmm. So it's really cool. I hope she does this for all the albums that she's re-recording and, we get a bunch of new songs included, but seeing those 6 bonus tracks coming from the vault is going to be awesome. So April 9th can't come soon enough, honestly.
Yes, she just keeps on giving, 2 albums in the span of the year, plus this and more new songs. We thank you, Taylor Swift.
Oh, she just can't stop giving us good stuff.
I know. What did we do to deserve that? I don't know.
Meanwhile, I've been sitting on my hands waiting for some Jonas Brothers music, and I think we might actually be getting it. You thought maybe I wouldn't be able to throw this in there, and I remember
No, I was
didn't say
hoping you. I was
intro.
hoping you would. I was hoping you did not forget, and I was hoping you would throw this in there.
I did not forget. We potentially maybe some Nick music. I think Nick Jonas is gonna have a new solo album come out. He's changed his social media. You know, he's changed his bio now. His Instagram on bio. His Instagram on bio. Jesus, his bio on Instagram says, "I'm a spaceman with a little rocket and an astronaut."
Is he working with Elton John?
Right. Like, so it seems like there's new music, and Priyanka all but confirmed it. They did a little book, like, Priyanka can't go on a physical book tour. So she's been doing virtual ones that you can buy and watch her speak with other people. And she did one with Nick that was this week. And Nick was talking about how he enjoyed reading about some of her earlier relationships, the stuff that he didn't know. And it was, interesting to him. And Priyanka was talking about how she and her mom were listening to the Happiness Begins album. Just, they love it so much. And just thinking about that, like, compared to the new album is what she did. It, like, it almost seemed like Nick's eyebrows raised. Like, I couldn't tell if it was like,
yeah, it looked like he didn't want her to say that.
Right. It was like, should you be saying that? Like, you probably shouldn't, but
maybe it was planned.
Maybe was it all
the
planned?
promo.
Yeah, exactly. Like, maybe they're just leaving little crumbs for us, and it's all planned. But yes, she said new album, whether that's Jonas Brothers album. We all thought that there was a new Jonas Brothers album, like, already done that just hadn't been released. But now it seems like we're getting a Nick solo album. So
either Nick or Jonas Brothers, it's all fine.
I'll take either one.
Listen to it either way.
I'm so excited for our Sam Heughan interview. Before we get into it, I just want to share a little experience I've been having. It's the winter. My skin, it gets really dry. My legs, you shave your legs, and if you forget to put lotion on, sometimes you look down, it's like a dinosaur. You don't know what happens. And I have found the solution. It helps me so much. I've been using the Athena Club razor and shaving cream and lotion. All their products are amazing. The razor is designed with the sharpest patented blades on the market. And they have a activated serum in it in the razor. It has a shea butter and hyaluronic acid for a skin soothing shave with maximum hydration. And like I said, there are the shaving cream and the body lotion, the Cloud Shave foam. It's life-changing. I'm a little iffy on shaving cream. Sometimes I use it, sometimes I don't. And now I have to use this one because, like I said, my skin gets kind of dry, and the shaving foam is so nice. It really helps with, like, bumps and dry skin, and it's been so great. And then I top it off with the dewy body lotion, and my legs are looking good. They're ready to go. The razor kit is only $9, which includes 2 5-blade razor heads and your choice of a razor handle color and a magnetic holder for easy storage. You can put that right on your bathroom wall, in the shower, wherever. It's easy to go, magnetic. You don't have to worry about any messes. Guys, Athena Club, love it. They carry all these self-care essentials you need, from period care to body care, and even a probiotic and multivitamin. Every product is vegan and cruelty-free. So guys, stop using razors that underdeliver and switch to Athena Club. Sign up today and you'll get 20% off your first order. Just go to athenaclub.com and use promo code CHICKS. That's ATHENACLUB.com with promo code CHICKS for 20% off.
All right, everyone, we are here with a special guest actor, Sam Heughan. Welcome to the show, Sam.
Thank you for having me. It's been a minute. I wanted to come see you guys for a long time, so we made it.
I know. We wish it was in person, but thankfully we can see you on our big screen in our podcast room.
Ooh.
So that definitely helps. And yeah, like Rhea said, we're very excited. You have a brand new travel show coming out, kind of. It's like a docu-series type thing. It's called Men in Kilts. a road trip with Sam and Graham. A nice little rhyme there. Tell us about this. Tell us about this show and what you guys are doing.
That's right. Yes. Well, I think right now, especially, it's well timed. You know, people obviously can't travel as much as they'd like to, and throwing my mind back a year ago when the world was in a different place. I decided I really wanted to learn more about Scotland and to create my own TV show, because I've been working on Outlander in Scotland and really sort of fallen in love with like the Highlanders and Scotland and Scottish culture. And so over a number of weekends, decided to sort of go out, film a bit to make a pilot. And thankfully, Stars, Sony picked it up. And it's called Men in Kilts. And it really is. It's a road trip with myself and Graham, my good friend. And we go around Scotland. We look at the culture, the music, the food, the history. And then I try and put Graham in very precarious situations where he's unhappy and quite upset.
Yeah, it must have been a real blessing to do that now, since we were just talking before we started. You're in Scotland. You've been on lockdown for a while, but it must be great that you got to experience all of this right before it happened, basically.
Yeah, you know, it's we were shooting, obviously, the pilot while I was shooting Outlander, so it was kind of crazy. We're doing like weekends up north in Scotland. But it was the summer, and it went really well. And then we came back to sort of finish it off, and we were just really lucky with the timing of it all. We managed to finish the show, and it's 8 episodes. It's a lot of fun. We're driving this camper van, as you guys call it, an RV around Scotland, and we meet lots of interesting characters and go to some really beautiful places as well.
What's one of the craziest things you guys did on your trip?
Oh, wow. Well, as I said, you know, I like to wind up Graham. If people don't know Graham, I would say he's the yin to my yang. I think, or the chalk to the cheese. I'm like, I like a bit of adventure.
He seems a little grumpy.
He
seems a little grumpy. Is that a mean assumption?
I was trying not to use that word.
Not to use the word, but
man,
okay.
She did it for you, so you're good.
You're in the clear.
You did it. I don't get in any trouble. No, he's an absolute sweetheart, and he looks terrifying. He's got this beard, and he plays, you know, a lot of very tough characters. But actually, deep down, he's a bit of a pussycat, and amongst this sort of rough exterior, he really is very soft. And I just like to wind him up, really. So he's more of a history buff. I think I'm more of the, you know, action adventure kind of guy. So it kind of worked out really well. And so I put him in a couple of places. We did abseiling. We actually went surfing in Scotland, and I don't know many people know that surfing in Scotland. It's freezing, but beautiful. He did obviously complain.
Obviously. What was it like? Because you are usually playing a character, right? You're an actor, so you get a script, you do that, but this is just you being yourself. So were you a little nervous about that at all?
Do you know, that's a really good question. I think, yes, I was. You know, I'm used to having a script and being in this drama, but obviously I created this show and was producing it. And I think, you know, just the freedom of being the boss was really fun. And every day I just wake up just so excited. I mean, I was drunk most of the time. You know,
that's Scotland, the way to do it.
We're drinking whiskey. But no, it really was. I really just loved every moment of it. And then, you know, even after shooting the show as well, going into the post-production of it, the credits and designing the graphics of it, and just every step along the way, it's been a really fun process.
So you've been involved with every step of creating this show.
Yeah, I mean, I literally got a crew together when I was here in Scotland initially and went out and just shot it. And then we managed to sell it and finish it off. We brought in another production team, and everything from the edit to you know, the final finished product. So it really has been quite a journey. So I'm really proud and also nervous to see what people think of it. You know, do people want to go on a road trip with myself and Graham and be trapped in our camper van as we career around Scotland? I don't know, but I think people enjoy it.
I'm sure they do.
I think people will, because you guys also released a book towards like the end of last year, right? That kind of coincides with the actual road trip situation, Clanlands, Whiskey Warfare, and a Scottish Adventure like no other. So that's like... Did you guys write that on the road trip? Is it about the road trip? Like, do people, if you read the book, do you kind of get some inside scoop before you watch the show?
Yeah, it's a good question. Well, so we were writing the book actually in lockdown, and it basically tells the story of the first road trip we went on when we made the pilot episode. And it basically goes in a lot more depth into the history of Scotland, but actually also ourselves as actors, a lot of anecdotes, a lot of stories about us growing up, or, our personal lives as well. So it is a lot more expansive. There's a lot more room there to sort of really go into the history of Scotland and the culture. But yeah, you'll see elements of the book in the TV show as well.
Love that. And the book was a New York Times bestseller, so I feel like that is a good sign for the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really surprising. I think we were writing this in lockdown, as I said, and he was in New Zealand, and I was obviously in the UK and in America. So we're opposite sides of the world. So we were writing remotely. And as we were writing, I could see he would be online at the same time as me and writing stuff about me or writing stuff about the situation. And I'd be like, that's totally wrong. That's nonsense. So actually it became like this, dare I say, a conversation or more an argument. And that's kind of what the book is like. You hear every side from both of us. Each situation, we both have our own way of describing what happened.
Yeah. Right. He's the kind of friend, it seems, that you can get into an argument, you can get into a fight, but in the end, you guys are always going to be friends.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, he really is an absolute sweetheart. He's a very, very close friend. I think this brought us even closer together. And, you need to go on a road trip. You need to go with someone that you really adore. And, we're very, very close. And I just love to see him wound up. I love to see him bluster and lose his anger. But deep down, yeah, we're very good friends, and we hope to do it again as well.
And people losing their anger is great for TV. That's why we love watching reality TV shows and that sort of thing. It's like you watch people TV in their element, right? And
and I think there's a little bit of a stereotype around Scottish men like Graham who feel like they have look like they have a really hard exterior, and then when you see them on the inside, it changes your perspective a little bit.
It does, and we actually put that to the test in various different ways. And there is a sports episode where, without giving away too many spoilers, but we compete with each other. And part of that competition is we go to the Highland Games, or the home of the Highland Games in Braemar, where we do tossing the caber and sort of throwing the hammer and various other things. So, yeah, and there's also a bet at the end of it to see who wins and who loses. So it's a lot of fun to see him, try and beat me.
Sam, I'm curious as to like the beginnings of Outlander, because Outlander is such a huge show. It's fantastic. It's been on 5 seasons now. And I love Outlander. Rhea knows. Obsessed with the show, been obsessed for a long time. And I wasn't really aware of the full culture around it until I started watching, and then I started to read the books, and then I started to kind of see the fan nature around a franchise like this. They're so dedicated. They're so dedicated to the characters and the story. When you first kind of auditioned for the role of Jamie Fraser, what kind of pressure was there for you? Like, did you realize how massive the love for Jamie was before the show even started?
You put it very succinctly. I think no one would know the love for Jamie Fraser. It is, if I'd known about it, I'm not sure. I think I would have definitely thought twice, because he's such a well-loved character. He's one of those characters that people have read about and made their own. And Diana's written so many books about him and Claire. And I think, we were just very lucky that the fans really welcomed us in. They told us when we went wrong, but they also tell us when we go right. And we're so thankful, because they always support us. They support us each season, but also, when we're outside of the show, we do other movies or a charity that we support as well. They always get behind us. So really, it's down to them. It's down to their support that it's been so successful, and long may that continue.
Yeah. How did you feel personally about it with a cult following like that? Obviously, it changes your entire life. It's
kind of hard to describe, but it does change your life. And I think I feel it more so when I go to America, maybe. I don't know if that's because Scotland were maybe a little more quiet, or we don't let people know. I mean, I think Scotland was slightly slower to catch on to the Outlander effect. But certainly in America, it's crazy when you see a billboard, of yourself where people recognize you. It can be surprising, but it's lovely. I love it when people come up and say hi. And it's certainly a part of being in a show like this that you'd never imagine.
Yeah, and what's cool now is, obviously Outlander is on Stars, so if you go and watch it there, but also with Outlander being on Netflix, it has kind of introduced a different audience to it as well. I believe season 4 actually just came onto Netflix this week, which is, huge. Because people wait, if, maybe you don't have a subscription, things like that, they wait for it on Netflix. Season 4 is on Netflix now, but there are 5 seasons, and it's been a little bit of time now, and I think a lot of people we know a season 6 is coming. We've been told that it is happening at some point. But do you have any information on when we would be getting a season 6?
Yeah, come on, tell us. We're your friends.
Sure. No, it is happening, and it will be out at some point. But you're right. The show is now obviously on Netflix as well, and I think it's really brought another audience to the show and given it a new life. And you're right. People can go to Netflix, they can binge it all, go over to Stars and watch season 5 and 6 when it's finished. So we're excited as well. It's been too long. We had almost a year off from last season, so we're excited for people to finally get season 6.
Is this the longest break that you've had in between filming seasons? Because you guys, starting from season 1 ongoing, it was pretty consistent of like the time of when new seasons would be released. Is this the longest it's been since you guys have filmed?
Yeah, I think it is. We generally have about 5 to 6 months off, I think. Myself and my co-star Katrina have been really lucky to do other projects as well. And I managed to fill this one with a lot of work. So for me, it didn't feel like it was a big break, but I know that, by the time we get post-production done, it will be a longer break. Right. But yes, we'll get there eventually. We will overcome this.
Yeah. You just mentioned other projects, which is funny because you did a movie with Priyanka Chopra Jonas, who is coming on our show right after you today.
She is?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's fantastic. She is the best. I had such a blast. I love her dearly. She's such a sweetheart. She's extremely good actress, really intelligent. And we had a blast. We did this romantic comedy, which is, at the moment, it's called Text for You. The name might change, but it also features Celine Dion. Yeah. And it was just so nice to work on such a sort of sweet movie. And also, she loves tequila. So I introduced her to my whiskey, and she let me drink her tequila.
Yeah, Sam, we had a night
or Nick's tequila, I should say.
We had a night with Priyanka and tequila. Like we met them, we hung out with them, and she was like, "Let's do tequila shots." And so I feel like you said it. She loves tequila.
She certainly does. There's a couple of photos that I'm sure she's got on her phone that I'm hoping she'll never show anyone. But she is brilliant. We had such a laugh, and the whole cast was terrific. So,
and
I'm excited for people to see that.
You guys just finished filming that in London, right? Or I'm trying to the timeline wise, because I feel like has got London also, I believe, is completely shut down besides like essential services and filming. Priyanka has done a bunch of interviews recently, so I've seen her talking about the process and whatnot. So it must have been pretty crazy to try and film a whole movie in a city that's kind of shut down.
Yeah, I mean, it is. It's slightly amusing to me when, I guess, only essential services are open and film and TV.
Right.
But I guess we're providing a service, and we were very, very careful. We're very lucky. The production company, literally, we were tested every day. We had different bubbles. They were very, very strict to make sure that everyone was kept safe, and we were. Luckily, everyone was good. So, but it was weird. We're in this sort of, I don't know, sort of twilight zone of like no one's around. But it gave us the run of London. So yeah, it was great fun to film there.
Yeah. And like you said, this is a romantic type movie. You have also done some action type films recently as well. Bloodshot came out last year too.
You guys have done your homework, haven't you?
Yeah,
Wow.
We must.
and one of us may watch all the things that it says.
Yeah.
So yes, I've seen that, and the action stuff is really cool because I think that you get to do a lot of awesome things on Outlander, but it's obviously in the past. It's historic. It's swords. It's very more old school. The action stuff's a little more in the now. Would you say you like doing the action type roles? Because I feel like those have got to be pretty fun.
Oh, I mean, I love the action stuff. Absolutely. It's great. And the movie you're talking about is called SAS Red Notice, and it comes out in March in the UK, and I think across the world. It's so fun, but the best part of it is when you go to work, you're in makeup for 15 minutes and you get to wear a pair of jeans and a t-shirt. Yeah. It's awesome. Whereas Outlander, you're covered in mud, there's wigs, there's kilts. Yeah. It's hours in makeup. So it was really nice just to rock up and get going. But I'm really, really excited about that movie. It's a lot of fun. It's got a great cast. It's got Ruby Rose, who's terrific in it. Andy Serkis, a whole host of other people. So I think people enjoy that.
Yeah.
You've been very busy.
Yeah. And now that you've done Men in Kilts, are there any other projects that you're personally working on for yourself and writing and directing and producing? Is there anything new coming from you?
There is. I'm working on another book, and I have a couple of things that are sort of talking about producing, possible, lots of other projects. Yeah. So I guess watch this space, but it's about trying to obviously deal with what's going on in the world right now. But it's been great, and again, Outlander has really given me this opportunity to explore other projects and to do other things. So I'm very thankful for it.
You've covered so much within Outlander because there's so many different kinds of scenes and so many different moments. Were you kind of aware of what you were being thrown into? Because, it's funny now seeing everyone's talking about Bridgerton, right? On Netflix, it's like Bridgerton. They're talking about the sexy scenes in Bridgerton. Right. And I'm like, what? You guys clearly haven't been watching Outlander because Outlander did it first.
I mean, I'm sorry. Now, Bridgerton, I mean, it's for children, right?
Yeah.
I mean, have you watched our show?
Yeah, that's PG compared to Outlander.
But they do it really well, and and we are a completely different show and a different relationship. But yeah, I mean, I think we've always kind of pushed the boundaries in that sense. We've basically explored a relationship, and we've not looked away from that. And I mean, there's been some intimate scenes. There's been a lot of those, and it's a really important part of the books to show the relationship, but also an important part of the show. So I'd say if you like Bridgerton, go and binge Outlander.
It is funny because I do think that I saw some people, I was going back and forth on Instagram, who said when they finished Bridgerton, like you may also like is Outlander is the number one thing if you hadn't watched yet. So that would make sense. It's a fantastic show, and I mean I have almost too many questions about Outlander to ask you, but out of probably the biggest one that I'm curious about is you've had to do so many extremely intense scenes for Outlander. What do you think has been the most gruesome? I know that's kind of an intense word, but there has been some that are, for a viewer, it's sometimes hard to watch. What do you think has been the hardest one for you to film?
I mean, the beautiful thing about Outlander is that it always changes. Every season is different. Yeah. Every episode sometimes is completely different. And for an actor, it's been a total joy because you're always challenged by new things. And our characters have gone from Scotland in the 1700s. We've been through battles. Yep. We've been to France. We've been to Jamaica. We've been to, we're now in North America. We're now settling there. And we're, really sort of a road trip through history, really. But yes, as an actor as well, everything's challenging. And I think season one, the end of that is really tough material. My character gets assaulted and it is pretty graphic. And I think It was a different time when we shot that. I'm not sure people would show as much as they did then.
Right.
But for me as an actor, yeah, it was a real challenge. And I don't know if people are aware of that happening or have seen it. But yeah, I think if you're going to watch it, just be prepared. It's pretty tough viewing.
Yeah. And right now, we always say this with the people that we interview that have new shows coming out or shows that, just went on Netflix or whatever it is. It's the perfect time to binge something because, people are on lockdown. It's the perfect time to just start Outlander if you haven't.
Yeah.
And also watch Men in Kilts on Stars.
Yeah.
Go do it.
I
Yes,
recommend
exactly.
Yeah, I recommend Outlander to all my friends. And it's funny because my mom had started watching it a while back and I was like, Mom, you're going to love it. I'm not going to watch it with you, but you're definitely going to love it. She was so excited that you were coming on the show, and I think
it's time. I think it's time to bring it up.
I have something to show you. Now we have actually met.
Is she here?
No.
No.
She
would not
Oh,
be
I thought you were
allowed
about to
in
bring
this
your
room.
mom.
Oh my God, she wishes. No. So you and I have actually met before. In 2016, you were doing an appearance at the Barber Store in Manhattan on the Upper East Side. And you did like a meet and greet. There was like 20 people in the store. You could take pictures with you. Noah can pull it up on the screen if you can see it behind you. This is us. This is from 2016. I waited in line to meet you.
I need to zoom in. I can't see it.
Yeah, it's probably for the best. Yeah.
Yeah.
Your hair is much longer. I feel like
My
that's
hair's so much longer, did I try and kiss you there? I think that's graceful.
Now I don't take that's me. I'm pretty sure I made you kiss me. So I'm pretty sure that was my doing, but it was funny because it was really like me with a bunch of women that were a little bit older than I was. I would think I was like the youngest one, and these older moms who were like, do it, ask him. And I was like, oh my God, very flustered. But it was awesome. You were very sweet then. You were very sweet now. I think it was obviously I love
that you got not one but 4 picks.
Yep.
It's fantastic.
Yep. The Barber Store really covered all their bases. They made it seem like they made it seem like we were in a photo booth in like a carnival.
France showed me this and I was like, are you guys best friends? Because I feel like I'm going to be
totally
missing out on something in the interview. Like I'm kind of like a third wheel to this friendship.
Yeah. Look, like I said,
we go way back.
Yeah, see, 2016. I have been a fan for a long time, which is why we were so excited for you to come on the show. And it's also to make it about me. It's a cool moment for me going from this girl to kind of the job that I have now and getting to talk to you this way. So it's all very cool.
I love it. It's just such a shame that we can't see it. We'll have to do it in person. We'll have to recreate those.
Yeah, I hope so. When you guys
4 years later.
Yeah.
You must. I'll take the photos. Don't worry.
When hopefully when you guys finish Outlander season 6 and you do some press for that, we'll be in the right time where you can come visit us in New York.
Agreed. And bring your mom as well.
Yeah. Oh, she probably will show up without me inviting her. So.
She's going to be so excited you said that.
Sam, thank you so much for coming to talk to us. Everyone can tune in to Men in Kilts, a road trip with Sam and Graham on Stars. It releases February 14th. A beautiful Valentine's Day gift to all of us out there. If you're looking for something to watch, this is the perfect way to start.
Yeah. Thank you, Sam, for joining us.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much. It's really nice to talk to you guys. And hopefully next time we'll do it in person.
Yeah. Thank you.
Have a good Valentine's.
All right. You too. All right.
All right, guys. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Sam.
Thank you.
All right, that wraps up today's episode of Chicks in the Office. We hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. Just a reminder, we're on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button if you're watching on here. Make sure you don't miss out that our podcasts are on YouTube every single day that we release them. We love you guys. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you on Monday.